Hi, welcome back to my channel, Mel's Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, your close to my heart maker, and today I have something a little different for you. It's a layout share. I have been doing my YouTube channel now for almost a year, and I have accumulated quite a few layouts. Now, some of these you have videos and that you may have seen. Some of these I have posted on my Facebook and Instagram accounts, but they don't have videos. And then some are new that you have never seen before. So I'm going to share all these with you today, and I hope you will stick around so that you can find something to inspire you. Oh, and be sure you hang tight until the very end, because I will be sharing something very special and near and dear to my heart. So I'm going to move this out of the way, turn the camera around, and let's get started. Okay, so the first layout I'm bringing in is one of the first ones I did earlier in the year. Obviously it's a wedding photo, and it uses the Stampin' Thin Cuts Love Story collection. And I actually did this layout. It was a direct copy from their Scrapbook workshop kit. I really didn't change it up at all, except I might have just added the doodling around the center, little sponging, and what do you call that when you rough up the edges? But so this is one of the first pages I did for my son's wedding album. And then using the same workshop kit, I did this double page layout, again with the same stamp set, the Love Story collection. Again, just followed the layouts in the workshop, which make it so easy to put layouts together. And I'll show you this stamp set again, and this is, I believe it is part of the Stamptacular sale going on right now, so I will have that link down below if that is still available. The next one is another wedding photo, and I think this is one of the first videos that I actually did. It uses some stenciling in the background, some shimmer paste. It's actually layering two different stencils on top of each other, and it took this stencil that was part of a promotion about a year and a half ago, and I just stamped it, and then I cut the images out to make it look more three-dimensional. And these are just some stamps and embellishment things that I had from my stash. But I did use the little, down here in this embellishment cluster, I did use some of those stamps from the Love Story collection, and also the Cherished Moments in Time came from a Close to My Heart set as well. Now this layout actually has become one of my most popular videos. I actually have two videos on this. I have the actual process video for this layout itself, and then I did a process video of just the title and how I created that title. And all these were done in Cricut Design Space using our digital art collection. I actually combined the it's called In Full Bloom digital art collection with one from the Tutti Frutti art collection. I loved those little sunglasses, and I thought it went perfectly with her little sunglasses in the picture. All right, so another layout I did, I think there's a video. I don't remember. I'll have to actually go back and check. But mostly this stuff I used from my stash. The thing I liked about this was, again, I used the same process to make the title that I made on the previous one that I just showed you. Some Cricut cuts here and some papers from my stash, a little splashing on the background, a little sparkle, and that was all right. The next layout I have for you, again, is a Cricut cut. It's from the digital art collection Tutti Frutti. Again, it's pretty much, I followed the sketch pretty much exactly from the digital art file, just added a few different little embellishments, and I think I changed the title up just a little bit. It's, instead of cutting out each one of those little letters, I actually did a print and cut with an offset on that. And I thought this was the perfect layout to showcase my little granddaughter, who is now 6 years old, having a chocolate ice cream cone in the summer heat of Florida. And then the nice thing that I like, the fun thing was I actually printed the journaling on clear label paper and put it on the layout. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that my granddaughters are my favorite thing to scrap about. So, and I also like to use the our digital art collections in Cricut Design Space. And I also did this one. This one was Backyard Bliss. And again, I followed the layout in the digital art collection. I just added, of course, pattern paper. It doesn't show up as pattern paper in the layouts. And then I did this technique to the background where I scored the back of the paper, and then when you flip it over and you sand it, because the Close to My Heart cardstock has that white core, the white the white core will come through when you sand it. So I'm not gonna lie, this was a lot of work to cut out and put it all together, but I actually think the result is definitely worth it. It was a fun way to document my oldest granddaughter from birth to her graduation from preschool at 5 years old. And then I have the title here that I put together. I cut out, and I cut out 3 of the each one of the words and layer them up together, and that gives it just some more dimension, and it makes it look like chipboard. Right, now the next one is another favorite, a double page layout, excuse me, of our family at a recent camping trip last summer. And I love this little stamp set called S'more Adventures. And it's got the cute little bear and the tent and the mountains down here. I'll show you when it's not a stamp, it's a cutout, so that you can cut that out and you've got this stitched mountain that you can use there. But this one started off as a sketch that I found online. Just added my pictures, of course, and then I picked out the different papers that I liked and then created the embellishment clusters across the page here. I've got one up here, here, and then following the, rule of thirds, then going across the double page. And then you can see I've got my journal lines waiting for the journaling. But again, this uses the Stampin' Thin Cuts S'more Adventures. And again, I think that one is also part of the Stamptacular sale going on now. So I will have that linked down below as well. These next couple of layouts are Summertime Adventures. Here's another double page layout from that camping trip that we went on, but this time I used the Beach Party Scrapbooking stamp set, and I also paired that with the digital art collection from the Beach Party, and that's what I used to make the title. And the sunglasses, the flip-flops, and the sunshine were stamped, and this beach towel and the title over here were also stamped, and this flamingo was actually part of the digital art collection there. And then can you see these fun little rubber shapes that were part of this Beach Party collection? Little sunglasses over here. And another layout, summertime layout, using, actually this was a Beach Party scrapbooking workshop. And again, I pretty much used it according to the diagram. The only thing I did was I took the actual stencil and stenciled some of the yellow, what do you call those? Okay, the name escapes me right now. I'm sure you will let me know. Hexagons, that's it, sorry. Sponge some hexagons on the background of that paper. Use some of the stamps from the Beach Party Stampin' Thin Cut, the little flip-flops and the drink, and again the title, Summer Fun, down there to help me document these pictures of the granddaughters going to the splash pad. One thing I want to mention about scrapbooking, these pictures are actually from different days, but, and you see they even have different bathing suits on, but don't, just because it's a different day, don't let that stop you from making one cohesive layout, because it's all the same theme. So that really goes together, and that really helps cut down on all that work. And then you might get overwhelmed by doing so many scrapbook pages. But if you put all, think of like themes and put them together on one page. I think that really helps. Next one is a fall layout, and actually was a collaboration with my good friend Erin over at Crafty Concepts with Erin. She and I picked out a sketch, and we each did our own design of the sketch, our own take on the sketch, and I did a fall layout. I think hers might have been a Halloween layout, but I will have those linked for you down below as well. But I used a combination of the sticker sheets from the Crisp Air collection, which was very popular and sold out very quickly. So I don't think that this one's still available, but this is the Stampin' Thin Cut Crisp Air scrapbooking set. And what I loved about this sketch is the circles up here at the top and the embellishment clusters and the different papers that you could use all around, and the way that the stamps coordinated so beautifully with the stickers. And then of course the stickers had the title. And once again, I haven't put any journaling on there yet, so I've got to get that done right there. Now this one was a fun one to do. Again, it uses some pattern paper from my stash, but it also used some of the images from the Crisp Air scrapbooking set. You can see the leaves and the different flowers in there, and some of the different stickers. But then I also combined it with this little truck. You see that cute little truck? And that is from the Seasonal Haul stamp set. And I actually have the stamp and thin cuts. I think the stamp set is still available. I don't think you can get the stamp thin cuts. I will check that out and have that link down below if it is still available. But I just love that little truck. I think it is so stinking cute. Back to our fall theme, I've got this picture of my youngest granddaughter, and this was again from that Crisp Air collection, and this was all the papers from the Crisp Air collection, and it might have been the mix-in papers as well, but the embellishments were all done with the digital art file, the Crisp Air collection, which of course is always still available. Those digital art files, they never go away. Well, I shouldn't say never, but they don't sell out, obviously. So I do have a video on this one, and it's about how you can use so many different pattern papers and how you can put them together so it doesn't look so busy and it kind of tones it down. And one of the other things I wanted to mention was the sketch that I used called for a 5x7 photo. My printer doesn't do 5x7s, 4x6 is the biggest it will do. So by mounting it on several different mats up to the 5x7 page, it gives your eye the illusion that that is a 5x7 photo. And then another one using that digital art collection for the fall, and the same with the papers. And I really got a lot of mileage out of my Crisp Air scrapbooking set, because here's some more of the flowers here and the digital art collection down here to help me document these photos of my middle granddaughter. And then I made this title on Cricut Design Space, and again, by layering the words up, because they were so thin, by putting 3 layers on there, it gave it a little bit more heft, and it makes it look like chipboard. Okay, now it's Christmas time. And again, using the digital art collection, I've got this double page layout of baking with my granddaughters. One of my favorite pastimes is cooking with them or baking with them in the kitchen. And fortunately, they love doing it too. I think they like licking the beaters the best. But for this one, I used the Baking Memories. I can't remember, the name escapes me. I don't have the stamp set for it, but I used the sticker sheets, and again using the digital art collection to make this embellishment cluster down here of the cookie jar, and again with the title. Do a little sponging because I felt it was a little too white down there, so I added some sponging, just some sprinkling with, actually I had a stamp set that did that kind of a background. You see I need to add some journaling there again. I've got to get my journaling done. But I actually think, oh, you know what? This was a sketch from one of our Make It From Your Heart volume books, I believe. Yes, it was a sketch from the Make It From Your Heart volume 5 scrapbooking edition, and it's a sketch found on page 34 and 35. So I did use that to make this layout. All right, let me clear that one out of the way, and I'll bring the next one in, which was also from that same baking collection, and it was also from the digital art collection as well. So I did the circles on my Cricut. I actually figured out what size I want them. I think they're about 2 inches to make this circular element around the page, which leads your eye to the focal photo here. These were cut out of the digital art collection, stickers from the sticker sheet, and then this mat was also from the digital art collection, and just a few little stickers around the page. And again, I forgot to get to my journaling. I'm really bad at that. Are you guys bad at that too? The fun part is making the layouts. I don't know why it's so hard to do the journaling. All right, now we're going back to some wedding pages, some love and romance. This was another beautiful collection from close to my heart. And this one used the Now and Forever collection. I used a combination of the stamp and thin cuts along with the paper, the pattern paper, and the sticker sheet to make this layout to go into my son's wedding album that I'm working on. And I made the title myself in the Cricut Design Space again, First Look. And then that collection also had these beautiful embroidered embellishments, the butterflies, and the stamp set had the different, what do you call it, postage cancel marks. And then this is the second page. Right, so the next layout also uses that same collection of Love Story. And here's the bride and groom. Fast forward about 1.5 years later, they actually found out they were pregnant and announced it on their 1-year anniversary. So I used this collection to help document some photos they had taken of little Addison as a newborn. Again, I used Cricut Design Space and the digital art to make the title. The title actually came out of that Info Bloom collection that said So Loved. So I put that together, did a little stamping. The stamp and thin cuts actually had this die for the heart doily, some little stamps of the flowers. And then if you bring in the second page, just some of the little stickers over here to help finish off those different embellishment clusters. And then just add a little, I actually did the journaling. Thumbs up for me, yay. The next layout uses a collection that I don't believe this paper collection is available, but I'll look it up and see if it is. And the little stamping over here that I colored in of the koala. My 2 little granddaughters having fun together. They definitely are besties. And again, title that I found a font that I liked, and I made this in Cricut Design Space. And again, using 3 layers, building up the 3 layers to give that some bulk, that chipboard look. And this this layout actually does have a video in on my YouTube channel, so you can find that on the YouTube channel as well. All right, here's a more recent video or layout that I did, and I do have a video for this one. And this one, again, pretty much all of the elements were done in Cricut Design Space using the digital art collection. Are we there yet? Pretty much followed that layout exactly as the sketch was. The only thing I did different, instead of using the paper with the little cutout pieces, I cut it out and then used it as a stencil to get the little arrows on the background. But all these elements were cut from Cricut Design Space. And then I just added some of the paper that I had in my stash. The scenic, this little compass and these trees, and the mat were all part of that Design Space as well. And then I just added a stamp that I had in my stash to make this double page layout. And again, guess what I have to do? Yeah, journaling. Yikes. All right, so this layout goes back about a year or so ago that I actually did the layout. Actually, it's little Izzy at 3 months old, and she's now 3 years old. But the sketch that I did, this layout, was actually the workshop collection for this As You Grow collection that was available a little bit ago. And I don't have the stamp set for that, but I do know that it is available on my website as part of the spectacular sale, and it has the little fox and other things on that. So of course I do have to get that so that I can help document all my granddaughters. But this was fun to do with all the different shapes going around in a circle, and that's really kind of nice because it really draws your eye into that photo in the center. So about a year ago, I think it was, they had their Cardstock Carnival promotion, Close to My Heart did, which another one is coming up again this next month. But they had all the, what do you call that paper? Not hologram, but it's shiny. I don't remember what it's called, but I kind of made a rainbow pattern here, did some stars on my Cricut. I guess I used my Cricut a lot more than I thought. Did some smushing over here to continue the colors over here, and then I just got a couple little pictures of myself and my granddaughter. She was playing around with my phone, taking selfies of us together. And I just love this picture. And there is a video to go with it, and I think I'm probably going to try to make a QR code to put in here with this page, because it's it's so cute, and it really goes along with these photos quite nicely. One thing I want to say about scrapbooking, we as scrapbookers, I think, are very hesitant to add our own pictures into the layouts because we never like our pictures, we never like our writing, but pictures of yourself are very important to include in these memories, because don't forget, you're doing this for future generations and they want to see you. So I really didn't like these pictures of myself, but it documented a very special memory of myself and my granddaughter, so I had to put it in there. All right, here's a new layout for you. I don't have this on I might have this on my social media pages, come to think of it, but I did this as part of a Scrapbook and Cards Today, the digital online magazine does, they call them design calls, and they put sketches out there. You can submit the sketches, and sometimes they might get go in their magazine. So I did this, submitted it, didn't get chosen. That's okay, I'll keep trying. But I did this layout. This was just some papers and stuff I had from my stash. But then I found this pumpkin in Cricut Design Space, figured out how to weld it all together to make the stencil part down below. And then I just sponged behind the pumpkins because I didn't want a big bold blob of orange there. That was just made it more subtle with the pumpkins. And then again, a little splashing around to draw it kind of draws your eye all around, I think. Nice little embellishment cluster. Guess what? I did the journaling. Yay for me again. All right, so this one, again, was one of those sketch calls from SCT magazine. Again, didn't get in the magazine. That's okay, gonna keep trying. But this is an example of how I used papers from my stash, combined them with different stamp sets and stickers that we have in our Close to My Heart collection. You can see I used that doily, the embroidered thin cuts, embroidered embellishments, the stamp and thin cuts from the Love Story collection, with some stickers and wood embellishments and some journaling. Yay again. Now this I did at this layout I did at a recent crop that I went to a couple months ago. None of this is from Close to My Heart. Sorry, Close to My Heart. Actually, this was a sticker and paper pack from Echo Park. So yeah, I use other things in my scrapbooks. So I mean, I love my Close to My Heart, but there's other things that I love out there as well too. So this went perfectly with some pictures of my husband and I taking a hike during a winter snowstorm, which actually was quite beautiful. And talking about journaling, I'm looking at this and thinking, I don't know where I would put some journaling, unless I might write it down here a little bit. Or I was thinking, I do have another picture I think that goes with this. I could put it in a flip flap here and put some journaling and embellishments there. So that's an idea. So my work is ever evolving, as you can come to the last of the layouts that I want to share with you, and this is one of my most recent layout, I believe, and I do have a video for this on my channel. I'm trying to work through some pictures of a once-in-a-lifetime trip that my husband and I took with his sister and brother-in-law to France. So the Are We There Yet collection was perfect for that. So I used the papers from that. I used some of the stickers from that collection as well. The stamp collection that I used from that, little rubber shapes here, created my title. And yeah. Oh yeah, the flip flap. I love the flip flaps. Those are a lot of fun to use. As I said, I've used those in a couple of layouts now, and I think I'm going to use a lot more of them. I get so excited about putting it down. I know you're supposed to wait and put it on the front of your page protector, but I get too excited. So I know you can cut your page protector and slide those through. So I might do that. Well, I'm going to have to do that. And the other thing is I did the journaling on the clear label and then adhered it down here to the bottom. So what do you think my husband's favorite part was? The journaling on the bottom. He just thought that was the coolest thing. To add your journaling to a clear label like that and put it onto your page. All right, so that is the end of the layouts that I wanted to share with you. But if you're still with me, hang tight, because remember I said I wanted to bring in something that was near and dear to my heart. So here it is. I know that doesn't look like much, right? This is the first scrapbook that I ever did, my first attempt. Are you ready to see some gorgeousness? Here you go. Look at that. You can see it's 1990. Remember how we used to use all those fancy edge scissors and cut out your mats? And then look at this. I made a circle. Just freehand cut it. It's freehand. And then this is just put on the paper that was part of this. I don't even know where this postbound album came from. But yeah, I think I've come a long way from there. And then I put a few little random stickers. I did do a little bit of journaling, so there is that. But one thing I wanted to say, though, about your early scrapbook pages, I look through this and I think, oh, I should really redo it. But no, because this is who I was. This is how I did it back then. And the important thing is the pictures are on the page, and they still tell the story. They still have all the memories. Look at us. We're so young. My son is 33 years old now with his own little baby. And the one thing I wanted to say was this page, because we have a Stampin' Thin Cut that would be so cute to do this page. I thought, oh, I should redo it. And then I thought, no, leave it alone. Because the important thing about this page, and excuse me if I get choked up, but it's the memories of this page. It's me and my daughter and my dad, who has passed away. So this is why you do it, folks, for the memories. So don't worry about how it's not perfect or it's not, you know, Pinterest worthy or whatever. I've got this memory forever in my book of me, my dad and I and my daughter. And when I see this picture, I just remember, because he wasn't a hiker. We never went hiking when I grew up. We went on this family trip together. We took this hike up Lake Placid, and I just remember my daughter was running up ahead and back and forth and back and forth, and my dad just loved it. He had the best time. So don't get rid of those old scrapbook pages, because they hold the memories. So that's all for me. Thanks for sticking with me for so long. I hope you found something that inspired you today. And go back through most of the layouts that I have are on my YouTube channel, so you can just go back and look at those. And I will try to have some of the products linked, some of the stamp sets and things that are on sale now that I used in some of those layouts. So if you're still with me, thank you so much for sticking by. Come back again and visit me soon. And be sure to visit all my social media pages. I have my Instagram and my Facebook pages, all linked down below in the description box. So once again, thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.